All finished up here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal through to the quarter-finals of the EFL Cup. Waiting to find out who will meet in the next round. Of course, the draw will be done tomorrow. Not the greatest performance, not the greatest game to watch if we're being completely honest. Mikel Arteta made 9 changes from the side that won so convincingly against Aston Villa, and it was sod's law that the one player we lost injured was one that you'd expect to be in the starting lineup come the weekend. Ben White did go off injured, but it didn't look too serious, and he did emerge from the tunnel pretty sharpish after going down it. So he must not have had that much treatment. He must not have needed that much treatment. So that's a positive. Fingers crossed he'll be okay for the weekend. I think the team really lacked cohesion tonight. It was very disjointed. And as I say, when you make 9 changes, you're going to get that, aren't you? There was a few players on the pitch tonight that I really wanted to see kind of take their opportunity. Gabriel Martinelli being the main one for me. And I thought, for the most part, he was lively, he was buzzing about, he was trying desperately to make stuff happen. But he's a bit of a chaos player, I guess, is the way I'd describe him. And I think that's partly why Mikel Arteta is so reluctant to throw him into the first team mix. I think if we're being completely honest, he's not quite ready. You know, you can't say he's ahead of Saka. You can't say he's ahead of Smith Rowe. I wouldn't have said, I would have said going into today's game that you can't say he's ahead of Pepe either. But Pepe was really disappointing tonight, I've got to say. You know, there were a couple of flashes in the first half of his skill and his quick feet and his ability to get beyond players, but it just wasn't good enough from Nicolas Pepe. So between the two of them, you know, did any of them do enough to push their way into contention for a starting place at the weekend? I don't think so. I think the team pretty much picks itself after that Aston Villa victory. Mohamed El-Neni and Maitland-Niles in the midfield tonight, very uninspiring, I have to say. You know, didn't do a great deal in terms of progressing the ball, in terms of breaking lines. You'd think they'd be defensively solid, but I don't even think they were that. Centre-back, you know, Rob Holding did okay. Cedric okay at full-back. Kolasinac at left-back. I know a lot of people's opinion on Sead Kolasinac is not a positive one, but I don't think he done an awful lot wrong tonight. You know, clean sheet for the Arsenal. Bernd Leno made a couple of decent stops early on in the game, particularly in the first half when Leeds were certainly the more threatening of the two sides. But yeah, I don't think anybody in an Arsenal shirt tonight staked the claim for a place in the starting lineup going into Saturday. Nobody's even knocking on the door based on that performance. Not great, it was dull, it was dire, it was hard to watch at times, but you know, bit of fortune with the goal. Calum Chambers coming straight off the bench and headering it straight at Illan Meslier, who was over his line. That's poor goalkeeping from him. But it came at the right moment for us. And then, of course, you know, the second goal came from Eddie Nketiah, who then brilliantly in the lead up to it, he followed in the defender's header back to his goalkeeper. He pulled off a wonderful first touch, a brilliant second touch as well. The finish was slightly fortuitous from Eddie Nketiah. And there's a lot of people saying, why did Nketiah play and not Balogun? And I think there are reasons for that, and I'll explain them a little bit later on the podcast. I will be doing a podcast live tonight, so make sure you join me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already, and make sure your notifications are turned on. I'm going to make my way home, and we'll be live very soon. Over and out.